Thank you. Can you hear me? Lots of energy. Can you hear me? Fantastic, fantastic. You know, when my business partner, Matthew Knowles, heard that I was going to be speaking at an event, he had a bit of a chuckle because he's a public speaker and I've done a very good job thus far of being the quiet, hidden man of the industry. So I don't do this much, but in the last year I've done a couple of TV appearances and I'm about to do more, and you know, I think it's necessary and now is the time. Anyway, just to get protocol correct, it would be amiss if I didn't acknowledge Prince Kamari, Prince CJ if he's still in the room, and the Lori Ronke, and of course His Imperial Majesty, the Oni of Ife, and as a Yoruba prince from Ondo Kingdom to the Kingdom of Ile Ife, from Oba Victor Adisimbo Kiladejo Jilo III. My brother Prince Maurice in the building as well. So anyway, I'm here today to speak about culture, entertainment, music, and tourism, and what it means to MSMEs. And I tell you, I thought about it, and it's an interesting topic. And I thought the best way to really approach this would be to really speak a little bit about myself and my life in anecdotes, because I've been a M, I'm an S, and I'm eyeballing a M, I think. You know, it's about like 1,000 employees or something like that. So, so that's the way I'm going to approach this. And I tell you, for me, oh, by the way, my business partner, Matthew Knowles, does send his apologies. He was here a couple of days ago. He's now in Ghana as a guest of the president and the National Film Authority speaking there. So he was meant to be here today. He sends his apologies. Now, as I was saying, you know, I'm looking back, and some of my earliest memories in life were of my mother. And she was a dressmaker and a budding fashion designer. You know, that was her dream. And she didn't make it to, her name didn't go up in lights or anything like that. But my earliest memories of my mother were as myself sitting at her feet. You know, she had a contract making hundreds, maybe thousands of colorful handkerchiefs. And she used to, you know, she used to make money doing that. And she used to pay me pennies because I used to be the little kid, used to sit at her feet, and it was my job with the scissors to cut around the edges of the, you know, I was the finisher. Without me, nothing went out. And I tell you what it did, looking back, it taught me the core values of entrepreneurship, because I would take that money. I was so excited, I would run down the street to the penny store, you know, and buy like my sweets, obviously in hindsight, you know, you realize that you are, from what my mother was doing to what I was doing, we were fueling an economy, a local economy. And really, that really was the beginnings for me in my entrepreneurship. And really, looking back, it was from there that I took that spirit and moved on to start my first company at Sony Music. Thank you. And there we started SMP, which is short for Sony Music Publishing, as a record label. And it was short-lived, because we were an MSME within a multinational company, and we ruffled quite a few feathers. But, you know, it really was, for me, the thought then was to go out and travel. I had to travel back then, you know, because there were no mentors for someone that looked like me. You know, in the mid-90s, there were no mentors. I couldn't find any. So I went to America, and I had to travel. And there I found Robert Cool Bell, who gave me a shot on the reunion album, Kool and the Gang. You know, J.T. Taylor, and you know, and Nada Michael Walden, who's Whitney Houston's producer of 8 #1 records. They broke the Beatles record, by the way. No, they don't, you know, that's a thing that's not in the stats, but they broke the Beatles records and #1 records in America. And these guys gave me a shot. And that was really, really important to me. You know? I mean, do you remember back then, it really much took the cost of a phone call to travel. So phoning was expensive, right? So you might as well get on a plane to travel. That's what you had to do business. There's no way around it. But I tell you, today, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier because we're looking at culture, music, entertainment, travels. It goes across borders in minutes, seconds even, right? So what is traditionally a barrier to trade for MSMEs is no longer there. Culture and entertainment often doesn't have language barriers. You know, music unites the world, culture unites the world. And if we're looking specifically at Africa, it's a huge natural resource. You know, so it's these MSMEs that fuel the growth of a nation. The small businessmen, often staffed by women like my mom, and by me when I was a young man, youth. You know, these are the businesses that fuel economies. So it's very, very exciting at this particular time, especially when we're in the digital age and we're looking at stats that tell you that internet growth in Africa is going to double by 50% between now and 2028. That's crazy. So just organically, it has the opportunity to join the superhighway, the fourth industrial revolution. What's an influencer? Is that a job? It wasn't to me back in the day, but it's $100 billion a year business, growing at a rate of 9.5% a year. Those are big numbers. So everybody needs to pay attention to that because it's not going to slow down anytime soon. It's a great opportunity for developing nations to jump on board and upscale very quickly. So it's great for me to be here, to be able to stand and address you and talk about these exciting things in such an exciting time. I shouldn't forget a quick plug. Ebony Queen with Shay Shay that I've written, the song I've written is the theme for Africa Fashion Week, will be. And Shay Shay is performing on Sunday night. So that's great. And flowers for the Queen, absolutely, absolutely. But I've got, you know, what I'm really excited about as well is the future. And I'm going to leave you with this. You know, I'm here with some of my media partners today in TV. Music World International is a company that I started with Matthew Knowles. Of course, you all know Matthew Knowles. Our business partners are here today. And we're going into Africa. And I did say something about mentorship. We're going into Africa to hopefully bring some of our experiences to what's going on out there, to educate, to mentor, And we've got an exciting project that I'd like to show you. Okay, and we're looking for great partners in education and equity partners. So that's why we're here, and it's an exciting time. Could you roll the... Thank you. So it's an exciting TV project we're working on, we're developing, and we're very excited about doing that and taking that to Africa. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure to address you all, and enjoy the rest of the evening.